like, God damn it. No, I'm crying. The other dude's just looking at us. I'm like, just welcome to the family, kid.
Right.
We're some emotional motherfuckers in here, man. And I bring this up because, right, Frank, like a soldier, very much zipped, but also very much emotional and like has a ton of trauma, wants to talk about things, never really has a safe space to talk about things. And you got folks like me and my pops where we will say some stuff if we feel safe with you. And it's just, I relate the two because right, they're kind of crazy and old. And my dad was a wee little person. You know, it'd be, even closer. Yeah, I'm going to cancel for that one. Funny story. Here's a funny, really, really funny story. Pops is like, I never met none of you peoples.
Oh my
God. I was like, yeah, what you mean? What you trying to say? You right from China, huh? And my friend is just looking at him like,
yeah.
Yeah, Nas doesn't bring a lot of the Asians over,
No.
apparently.
Apparently not.
My dad was like, you the first one I've ever met. And he's like, I'm honored, sir. He's like, it was fantastic.
Fantastic. I love your food.
All of China.
You represent all of China. That dude ain't never coming over, I'll tell you that. The funny thing is, he's not a very like American masculine dude. So we were watching some football, right? I offered him some whiskey, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey man, come over to my room. I'm going to show you what I'm going to have you hold one of my guns.
Oh.
And then he said, hey, he told my dad, he's like, he made me hold one of his guns after he got done drinking whiskey, sir.
It's a little traumatizing.
I said, hey, ain't nothing more American than that, boy.
Right.
That's right. Go on, come back to my room and steal my gun. What?
Yeah, and that's not a sexual reference either.
Sure, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold my pistol.
Hold the little one. Wait, what? I think I want to.
Yep. I had to say that, man. That shit was wild when it came over. Last thing.
Yeah.
He comes over. I got to say it's for the pod. He said, he walks in my house. He goes, nah. So I said, well, he said, I didn't expect your house to look like this. I said, what you talking about? He said, I just expected it to be different. I said, different how? I said, well, I said, choose your words carefully while you're in my house now, boy. And he's like, I just expected it to be dirtier because you were painting. I said, yeah. You wanted to say something else. Because I mask at work and I'm funny and I'm goofy, I'm masculine. I mean, I think he thought it was going to be more poor, more dirty, more frat boy-ish.
More African art.
Yeah.
It's because you're black.
Because I'm black, And he comes
where's
over.
the African architecture?
Nice house in the burbs. And he's like, what? This is fucking nice. I'm like, yeah, fuck you, little fucking... I'm going to deport your ass, little fucker.
Jesus Christ.
Can't wait till Trump takes office and kicks you people out. Fuck you, man.
Oh my God. I love China. All right.
I love. Ooh, let's not get into more stuff because we're going to get canceled for real.
Yeah. All right. Next scene.
MSG.
Yeah. Oh.
Do not smile. But we're going to pivot and we're going to go into the other scenes now. I just had to share that story with Pop. Shit was wild, bro. It was wild.
Did you?
He's like, you people. I was like, Dad, no. He's like, Dad was like, you got no accent, young man. I was like, oh, fuck.
He's going to be real happy you're bringing this up right now.
He microaggressed the fuck out of that kid.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's never coming over.
No,
again.
it's fine. It's okay.
Right.
We'll make egg rolls out of him later.
Keep that going. Just keep that going.
I'm going to delete this.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
I forgot.
I'm not.
All right. So next one. Next one is Mac, right? This is Mac's session. This is the one. So we're going to break it up kind of like this. Like, all right, Nas, you wanted to, have Mac as a client, right? And so what Mac kind of discusses with the therapist here is talks about his body dysmorphia. There's a little sprinkle of, being gay in there, even though throughout the whole series, it's like you're gay, but you just don't realize it. Or you don't want to actually, face that yet in your life. And then he also talks about this thing of he wants to be scary, right? He wants to be threatening. Um, Nas, I would love for you to talk about how just kind of the opposite maybe, or maybe you still kind of have maybe those feelings too sometimes of where you're like, I can, even though I'm a big guy and things like, and I'm a person of color, I can use that to like my advantage so that then if I don't want to be around certain people, I don't have to because I can use my physique as something to kind of get away from that. But would love to know, Nas, a little bit more, just kind of like, what are your thoughts on Mac and like his thoughts about being bigger, being scarier?
There's benefits to it, right? Let's be real now. When I walk down the street, sometimes I forget that people are scared of me. I don't need to be scared of them. I remember walking down when because I do a lot of traveling. So we're walking down in the streets of London. And it was real late at night, right? I went to go get something. Celine was in the hotel. And I remember this little white lady was behind me. I'm like, this bitch about to kill me. And I'm like, wait a minute, she probably fucking terrified of me. Why am I terrified of this little white lady? So it pays to be big, dude. It's a privilege, man. Right? I'm not the one to probably going to get perpetrated violence against me. I'm probably not going to get kidnapped, intimidating, frightening, dude of color. Like, I'm not the victim that someone would select. I can use my size to be more feminine. So I can make myself more feminine to fit into certain spaces, to be jovial, and no one questions my masculinity or my sexuality because they always treat me with respect. What's up, big man? Always treated with respect, no matter where I go. How you doing, sir? Always. So I can act goofy and still get respect, where someone that's smaller than me cannot do that, even if they are male. Cannot do that. And women sure as fuck can't do that. You act goofy, then I'm like, girl, you dumb as hell. I act goofy and I switch my voice to a deeper voice. And you're like, oh, damn. It's a magnificent thing. Also, you know, I'm safe, right? I'm in every place I go. I'm always safe. Doesn't matter if I'm in the hood, white spaces, I'm safe because of my size. But in certain places based on culture and race, right, then I'm not safe because, you know, people might want to harm me, whatever. But, you know, it's got disadvantages. It's got disadvantages when it comes to maybe health at times, right? Being taller, being bigger boy, more muscle, more fat. Got disadvantages when it comes to being around officers. Right, me and Spence. Well, I got pulled over when me and Spence were coming back from Canada, and the officer was like, "I need you to get in my car." And Spence was like, "Is Nas about to die?" Like, I was prepared to die, like for real, Spence. I was like, "I'm about to die. It's fine."
Yeah, I'll be honest though. The officer,
cool as shit.
He was cool. He
cool
was really
shit.
cool. Yeah, and then Salim was also like, he was like, uh-oh. Like, he didn't say it. Once you got out of the car, then he was kind of like,
oh, I'm sure Celine was starting like a motherfucker. I'm sure his Tourette's kicked up. But he's also autistic, has Tourette's. Everyone knows that in the pod. But when I stepped out, bro, I was like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Yeah. But then when we got in the car, I'm like, oh, okay, we're good. But when we were walking out, bro, I was like, oh, it's about to go so wrong. Like, why is he getting me out of the car?
It's such a weird thing. He's like, oh, in order for me to like give you a ticket, I have to have you in my car. No. Or like, you know, I have to make sure, like, I have to look up your information with you in the car just in case. And I'm like, I've never heard of that in my life.
I guess in South Dakota, it's a thing that they do. Yeah. But right, I've never had that experience anywhere else in the world. He's like, yeah, you're going to need to be in my car. I'm like, damn, okay, this is happening. So your body could be in danger for certain things. But it's awesome, man. So when Mac wants to stay big because of that power, it's a magnificent thing. When I was losing weight in high school, it actually sucked trying to play college football and getting pushed around. So now I put on more weight so I can, you know, be more masculine again. So I'm not getting pushed around. So I get what Mac was going through. I'll say this. Now, if I was his therapist, because I'm going to kick it to her and then we can finish. If I was his therapist, man, I just want to love dude, man. Like, show him it's okay to be soft, feminine, masculine. You know, you don't have to look a certain way to be queer. You don't have to look a certain way to be strong. He keeps trying to change his body, this and that, and he doesn't get love from a lot of places. He's like legit a good dude. And I think a lot of work could be done with anyone that struggles with his issues when it comes to sexuality, people teasing him feeling stupid throughout the show, right? There's just a lot of bad identity stuff. And so those are a lot of my clients that are neurodivergent or autistic, Spence. And a lot of them got a lot of bad body dysmorphia, Spence, because they're either overeating or they're undereating. Like one of my clients always says, Nas, if you're a power lifter or bodybuilder, you're either autistic as shit or you're racist. I'm like, girl, ain't that the truth?
What about both?
She says, you can be both too. I said, yep. She said
Autistic
that.
and racism. That's probably not good because they're going to constantly get to you.
Hey, well, some of them are, but most of them good folks. And so, right, I was just like, this dude could be autistic as fuck too, man. But also could be a ton of trauma. So I would like to work with him because he needs a good therapist, and I feel like he needs a dude. Needs a dude masculine therapist because he's been traumatized from dudes.
Yeah,
absolutely. And he would not respect he would not respect a female therapist enough to come consistently to session.
Yep.
And I mean, the way he idolizes his dad and would do anything for his dad, including like shove, cocaine or whatever, meth up his ass or whatever it is that his dad wants him to do. Yeah. Heroin. Yeah. I mean, he needs a strong, healthy, masculine role model.
Yep.
And that can be his therapist.
Yeah, and a little bit of backstory there too is like his dad in prison for most of his life, and then also his mom was very, I would say, neglectful because all she did was just sit in her chair and smoke and watch TV.
Yep.
Didn't really pay him any attention. Didn't give him any love. Just kind of was just meh there, and that's why like him and Charlie really bonded because they both don't really have parents in their lives, so now they're kind of just together going through life without kind of guidance from older people. So
facts.
Yeah, and Mac is really, really good at coming up with ideas very quickly. Like he is like the go-to idea person in the group. And I mean, it's because growing up, he had to. His mom didn't do anything. She sat on her ass smoking cigarettes the whole time, didn't give him any verbal confirmation, no conversations, nothing. If he wanted something done, he had to formulate the plan and do it himself.
So sad. Yeah, that's why I love that guy, man. It's just a sad story. The kid just needs some love.
Yeah.
That's it. Just need some love.
Hey, thanks for watching this video. Check out the full episode on our channel and anywhere you find podcasts. Also, remember to like and subscribe. Whoop whoop.